Lise Eliot, What's Going On in There? How the Brain and Mind Develop in the First 5 Years of Life. Embark on a fascinating journey into the world of big ideas and complex themes, simplified for your understanding. What's Going On in There? How the Brain and Mind Develop in the First 5 Years of Life, by Lise Eliot. This summary will guide you through the vital stages of human development, from pregnancy and birth to the essential nurturing needed for healthy brain functionality. You will learn about the role genes play in development and how environmental factors could either help or hinder a child's progress. The powerful effect of touch and stimulation, as well as the interplay of nature and nurture in the development of character traits, are some of the key topics you will explore.
The role of nurture in human brain development. Human development is determined by genes, but nurture plays an important role in directing it towards a healthy cognitive development. The brain's components for basic functions develop first, followed by more complex ones required for imagination and memory. Our genes determine the sequence and connection of these components. However, from the age of 1 to 8, a child's brain undergoes rapid development, and the number of neuronal connections produced exceeds the number required for healthy functionality. For these connections to be maintained and strengthened, the child needs stimulation and nurture. This is evidenced by an experiment that compared children raised by their mothers in prison to those raised without human contact. Children who received stimulation and care developed normally, while those who lacked it had degenerating neuronal connections, which resulted in retardations. The impact of pregnancy and birth on child development. Pregnancy and birth are crucial stages in human development, and mothers' behavior during pregnancy can have lifelong consequences for their children. From regular alcohol consumption causing mental retardation in newborns to over-the-counter drugs like aspirin having devastating effects on unborn children, the do's and don'ts of pregnancy and birth are crucial. Even frequent caffeine consumption has been linked to miscarriages, and stress can cause a premature birth. While natural birth is potentially painful, it causes the newborn's brain to release stress hormones and develop better reflexes. On the other hand, complications during childbirth resulting from damage to the placenta or insufficient oxygen can cause lasting brain damage and cerebral palsy. These complexities make labor a complicated process that requires close attention. The importance of touch for infant development. Touch is a crucial aspect of healthy infant development as it stimulates the corresponding parts of the brain responsible for the sense of touch. Several studies prove that preterm infants benefit from daily massages, resulting in faster weight gain and better performance in visual recognition tests. Without adequate stimulation, the brain degenerates. Infants must have a consistent experience of touch and stimulation before it's too late. Furthermore, touch plays a role in picking up behavioral cues, such as learning to handle hot items, which is crucial for a child's safety. The somatosensory cortex, responsible for the sense of touch, grows slowly and undergoes a step-by-step development process, beginning with the establishment of connections to sensory receptors in the mouth, followed by the hands. Children can only distinguish between objects with their hands at 18 months old. Baby's sensory development. From the time they are in the womb, babies develop a keen sense of smell and taste, which are vital for their survival. Sense of smell helps infants orient themselves and suit themselves with their own smell, while the sense of taste helps them detect which foods are beneficial. Infants around 4 months old can't detect salt, which can have tragic consequences, as evidenced by a case in a New York hospital where 6 babies died of salt poisoning after their formula was accidentally prepared with salt instead of sugar. Breastfeeding mothers can also make milk more interesting for their babies by eating vanilla, cheese, and mint, among other things. The early development of infant senses. Babies rely heavily on their sense of hearing at birth and form memories even before they're born. While their visual ability remains limited, their sense of sight adapts to their environment. By 1 year, they perceive spatial depth and color. Infants whose eyes are damaged before age 2 may suffer from blindness. Baby's fascination with motion. Babies are wired to enjoy and benefit from movement, as it satisfies their need for stimulation, helps them observe their surroundings, and shapes their reflexes. From an early age, they develop new responses and train their movements with intention to reach important milestones, such as sitting, crawling, and walking. Genetics sets the age when babies are ready to learn new movements, while their environment determines when these experiences become available. Understanding the role of nature and nurture in motor development is crucial to unlocking the full potential of a child's physical capabilities. Genetics and upbringing shape our personalities. Our personalities are shaped by both genetics and childhood experiences. While some traits like shyness or outgoingness have a genetic basis, childhood experiences can also have an impact. Pathologically shy children can improve their social skills with gentle parental encouragement. On the other hand, children of mothers suffering from depression can develop a depressive and irritable personality due to their lack of engagement. Babies exhibit social smiling and stranger anxiety, both of which are innate tendencies. However, upbringing plays a role in how babies learn to interact with others. Ultimately, our temperament is largely determined by our biological survival instincts, but childhood experiences can affect our personalities. The science of language learning. Have you ever wondered why it's so easy for children to learn their native tongue, but so difficult for adults to learn a new language? It turns out that babies are naturally predisposed to language acquisition. At around 9 months, they begin to grasp the meaning of their first words, and by 2 years old, they are learning roughly 8 new words per day. While the process of learning a language is universal, the mistakes children make while speaking are also similar across cultures. As we grow older, our brains become less adaptable to acquiring new languages compared to when we were young. Additionally, socioeconomic factors can play a role in a child's vocabulary development. Children from low-income families hear around a third of the words affluent families expose their children to, hindering their language acquisition. If you're a parent or caregiver, you can facilitate your child's language acquisition by talking to them frequently and precisely. It's important to avoid overcorrecting your child's errors. Trust that they will eventually correct their own mistakes as they learn new words. Developing intelligence in children. Defining intelligence in children is challenging, and measuring it is even harder. Most scientists believe that general intelligence influences most skills, but infants can't take IQ tests. However, a few key milestones indicate that children are on the right track. Creating an intellectually stimulating learning environment at home with games and music helps children meet these milestones. Overly strict preschooling can be detrimental, so parents should focus on enjoyable activities while engaging with their kids. Researchers reported that children who received extra care outperformed others who didn't, proving that a great learning environment is crucial to children's intellectual development.
In summary, What's Going On in There? By Lise Eliot provides valuable insights into the critical processes that occur in the brain and mind during the first 5 years of life. From the genetic blueprint that sets the stage for a child's development to the immense influence of nurturing, touch, and stimulation, this book highlights the importance of both nature and nurture. It explores the rapid development of senses, the impact of a mother's behavior during pregnancy and birth, and the significant ways in which parents can assist their children in developing essential cognitive, language, and motor skills. With a comprehensive understanding of these processes, it becomes clear that knowledge, care, and encouragement play a crucial role in shaping a child's healthy development and future success.